The home opener for the Port Huron High School Big Reds versus the visiting crosstown rivals, the Port Huron Northern Huskies. I'm Denny Dwyer. This is my partner, Larry West. We'll be bringing you the play-by-play this afternoon. Larry, what a way to open up against the crosstown rivals.
Crosstown? You're on this side of town.
No, I mean the other side of town.
Oh, yeah, Northern. Yeah, it's a great day for baseball, except for that wind coming out of center field.
You know, it's about 150 miles an hour coming out of the southwest. Pitchers are going to love it.
I think Cecil would have a hard time getting one past second today.
I got a feeling. Nothing's going to get out of here, but as soon as we say that, it'll die and they'll start jumping. But this ought to be a good ball game. Obviously the visiting Northern Huskies will be leading things off here, and we'll run down their lineup real quick. Leading off for them in center field, number 21, Mike Sly. Number 2 hitter is Eric Smith, their second baseman, number 6. Batting third is number 12, Todd Murphy, who will be playing shortstop today. Cleanup hitter in playing first base will be Kirk Conley, number 23. Doing the pitching and batting fifth for the Northern Huskies will be Rich Volkening, number 22. Number 15, Jeff Land, will be batting sixth. He's the left fielder. Number 16, Brian Murphy, will be batting seventh and playing third base. Number 20, Dave Henderson, well, there's a good name, will be doing the catching for the Northern Huskies and batting eighth. And batting ninth will be Brian Weiss, who is the right fielder, and number 11. Now, Larry Klink's Northern Huskies will be leading things off here and see if they can get out on top. Larry, who's pitching for Port Huron High today?
Pitching today with Mr. Hewitt, the left-hander, a tall, lanky kid. Looks like he has some pretty good stuff.
And break a couple curveballs up and warm-ups there. Looks like that could be a tough pitch today.
He's a veteran pitcher. Started as a sophomore for the Big Reds. Now in his junior year. He's one of a few people who have returned this year. Lost quite a few players.
Understand the rebuilding. Yeah. We've got a couple umpires today that'll be doing a good job, I'm sure, to call the game behind the plate. Will be Mr. Rich Clay, and on the bases will be Marcus Williams. So this will be an interesting way to open up. Talking to Coach Klink before the game, he was excited about opening day. Obviously a little apprehensive. Rich Volkening, his starting pitcher, is a tall left-hander, throws pretty hard. Obviously, we're looking at Hewitt throwing here. It's going to be an interesting day to throw any kind of breaking stuff with that strong wind behind you. It's obviously going to mess that up a little bit, so we might see a lot of fastball changeup pitching.
You know, both pitchers appear to be keeping the ball down low when they're warming up today too. That's going to be a factor. I took a walk around the infield. It appears to have not suffered the winter well. A little rough in some spots. The outfield has got a couple of spots that the outfielders were looking at quite seriously earlier.
Port Huron High apparently had a game scheduled a few days ago, but with the threat of snow, they canceled it, which is typical for Michigan baseball. So I think they're pretty excited to get rolling. It looks like we're going to get ready for the first pitch to Mike Slide, the center fielder for the Northern Huskies. Well, you get quite a feeling as opening day stuff. You can imagine what the players are going through, and everybody's looking for that first ball that they make the play on, that first base hit, first pitch from the mound. It's nice to get that one over with and then just relax and go out and have some fun and play ball.
And I noticed both coaches having trouble settling them down before the warm-ups today.
Here's the first pitch from Hewitt. Strike, fastball at the knees. That's a good pitch to start off with. You like that if you're the pitcher.
Strong pitch.
Mike Sly, obviously, I think is going to look for a pitch he can really handle at first. We start right off with umpire Rich Clay taking one upside the head. That's a good way to start the season, huh?
I imagine there's a lot of butterflies floating around out there. I see them pacing around.
I think that maybe it was one hit him in the back of the head. It was a butterfly. I don't know.
Not to mention the cold hands, they may be a factor.
Yeah, too. That could add up as the game goes along, especially the sun goes down. Looks like he tried to break one off there and threw it in the dirt.
Catcher seems to be having a little trouble handling Hewitt today.
Nobody on base, obviously. The catchers are not really working hard to block the ball. That's the old 58-foot curveball. For those of you that know, it's 60 feet from the mound to the plate, so 58 feet is not good. Hewitt kicks and delivers again. Oh, he fouls tips.
A little bit of that one. It appears to be got off his left foot.
Got 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Dick Helliger's crew working with a lot of new ball players today.
Hewitt's ahead in the count here. I'll probably see a breaking pitch or something out of the strike zone, see him get Sly to chase it. And there it is. Bounces up in front of the plate. 2-2. It's a count to Mike Sly. Second baseman Eric Smith on deck. Hoping to get Sly on the leadoff position to start something happening here. Hewitt.
Long fly ball. Appears to be out of play past the first base side.
Not in the trees here at Memorial Park. Coach Craig Wagner waving in some of his left fielder especially, thinking Sly might be going to the right side. Also with this wind, as we mentioned, I don't think, other than the big guys, so they're going to be hitting the ball too deep, so you're going to want to take away that shorter base hit.
And it appears the Big Reds have got the shift on now. They move the right side of the infield towards first base. Hewitt taking a long look.
Hewitt again with a 2-2 count, pitches and delivers. His curveball low and inside. That's full count.
Trying to keep the ball low.
We're going the distance here.
He's a veteran returning pitcher. He went 2-0 last year for the Big Reds.
There's a fastball, oh, just missed inside. He walks the first man, Mike Sly, on base. Base on balls. I guess the first leadoff man on there for the Northern Huskies, which is a good way to begin. Brings up the second baseman, number 6, Eric Smith. It'd be interesting, Coach Klink flashing the signs down there. It'd be interesting what he does. If he starts right off being aggressive, or they'll try to sacrifice down. Obviously, this is a perfect sacrifice situation. And I would assume Smith being in that second spot, Larry, is probably a good bunter.
He seemed to be taking some good hacks during the warm-up. Both teams were a little jittery at first.
As the fake bunt pulls it back to take a look at what they're doing positioning-wise.
Big Reds appeared to have the big move on that time.
There might have been a play on it that time. I think possibly Smith may have missed a sign. I'm not sure of that. Klink seemed to have put something on and shook it off again, and now he's putting the sign on again. So there could be something going here.
Ted Setzer giving the signals now. Ted replacing Ryan Mullins, who graduated last year, has got some shoes to fill. Try to be the leader of the Big Red offense.
This might be a good pitch to steal on, since Hewitt's ahead in the count as opposed to a bunt, but you never know. Might be working aggressively.
Taking a short lead at first.
There he goes. He's off.
A one-hopper.
Off the shortstop side. That's a stolen base from Mike Sly. So that puts a runner in scoring position with nobody out. There was no bunt showed by Smith on that one, so that was definitely a straight steal. And now Smith's going to go down and confer with Coach Larry Klink and kind of talk over what they think they want to do here now. That last pitch was a called strike, so we've got an 0-2 count.
Seems to have pretty good control. His balls are all coming on low pitches. Appears he's trying to keep the ball a little low on this Northern squad.
Smith steps back in the box, digs in. Hewitt obviously throwing from the stretch with Sly on second base. 0-2 count. You probably won't see something in the strike zone here, so Smith's going to have a good eye going for him. A little up and away.
Get that one up in the numbers a little bit.
That's a pretty good pitch to let him look at, though, from a pitcher standpoint. Hoping he'll go for that pitch. And 1 ball, 2 strikes to Eric Smith. Todd Murphy, the shortstop, number 12, is on deck. May have a couple of people on base, or at least, something happening here. So we're looking to see if Northern can get out on top right off the bat.
Coach Hilliger's got his third baseman moved up a little bit toward the grass. Maybe expecting that sharp ground ball, we can get the one out. Ooh, caught the inside corner on a hard, low ball. That was a good pitch, wasn't it?
That's one out. Mike Sly still at second base. Bring up the shortstop, Todd Murphy. Todd's got a runner in scoring position. Obviously, Hewitt is feeling a little better after that particular strikeout. Had Smith looking. It was a tough pitch.
Hewitt seems to be settling down a little bit now. A little more confident look on the mound. He's taking a long look.
That's right.
For his signals. Infield about even up.
Coach Wagner bringing the right fielder in and over to the line a little bit.
Shortstop playing little games with the base runner.
High and away, ball 1. Hewitt looks like his pitching game is to mix things up, mix the speeds up, move around the strike zone a little bit, keeping the ball down as you mentioned, and
He is a veteran pitcher. He's been in this position before. Coach Hilliger giving instructions to his team on the field. Long conference between the third baseman and the pitcher.
Coach Klink coming in to check out something here. I'm not really sure what seems to be the problem here. I know they're umpire Rich Clay talking over with Coach Klink. They're looking to the bench. Marcus Williams, the other umpire, comes over to the bench.
We noticed or spoke about earlier the pre-game jitters in the first game opener here between these two big ball clubs.
Sounds like what the problem is they have an on-deck hitter, and then they have the guy that's in the hole who's going to hit after the on-deck hitter is apparently swinging the bat, and the umpires seem to have a problem with that. So they came over to give the northern bench a warning to say, you know, have the on-deck hitter out there swinging, but the people after that should stay behind the fence and not swing the bat. So umpires, I guess, try to take charge right off the bat here and make sure that everything goes under control. So we got a 1-ball, no strike count to Todd Murphy. Once again, Mike Sly at second base. There's 1 out here in the first inning. Top of the first of a brand new year for the Northern Huskies and the Port Union High School Big Reds. Opening day, 1992.
Long look. Good hard pitch up in the numbers.
Missed a bit too, just a little high. 2-0. Todd Murphy, this is a good pitch to hit, Larry.
I see Coach Hilliger talking to his veteran players. He has only 5 returners this year in last year's varsity squad.
There's a fastball, low and away, swing, missed. 2 balls and a strike. That's a good pitch. Murphy wanted to take his cut at that. That wasn't right down the pipe, which you'd like it to be to swing on that kind of count. But now he's got a 2-ball, 1 strike count. Kirk Conley, the first baseman, is on deck. Little up in the strike zone again. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Seems to be throwing harder than he did earlier in the inning.
Yep. Fortunately, he's fallen behind the first couple of hitters. We've gone to 3-ball counts on 2 of the first 3 hitters.
Wind starts to really pick up in this situation. Think that'll have his effect on the pitch?
Oh, definitely, definitely. That fastball's taken off a little bit. And that curveball, he's having a tough time getting that in without hanging it. And there he throws like it looks like a slider. Goes full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
A little more
1
difficult
out.
to get the ball to move around like this, Ken?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, you're going to throw the fastball in the change more than anything. The curveball doesn't seem to, with the wind pushing behind it, it doesn't have enough time to bite into the air, and it doesn't break as well. So, and that might be a problem for Hewitt because he looks like he's got a good curveball, but he's having a tough time today getting over. There he goes to the fastball.
That was a good-looking pitch.
Looked like he took maybe just a hair off of that. That was a nice pitch. So that's 2 outs. That's 2 strikeouts in the first inning for Hewitt. Here comes the cleanup hitter, Kirk Conley, first baseman for the Northern Huskies, number 23. Larry, this could be interesting for Hewitt if he gets that leadoff man on and now into scoring position after stolen base and gets out of this thing without a run being scored. That could be a real confidence builder for Hewitt.
Well, he's starting to show some of that poise that Mr. Hilliger is hoping to get from these veteran players. He's getting a lot of direction from his third baseman.
Kirk Conley, cleanup hitter for the Northern Huskies.
A few hitting from the left side today.
Stocky left-handed hitter. Shortstop's trying to keep the Sly close there.
He had a sizable lead.
Throws the fastball right by him for strike 1. Pitcher Rich Volkaning will be on deck for the Northern Huskies, hoping to get a shot here if Conley doesn't end the first inning right here. Oh, he reaches down and pops that one in the short center field. That's going to drop in for a base hit.
Strong throw to home, beats the throw.
Just up just a hair.
Catcher.
Conley's going to run into second base, standing up. Kurt Conley, RBI double.
Boy, picked a nice pitch to hit, right down the middle. Nice smooth swing. See the wind holding
just
that
moving along. Oh, definitely, yeah, definitely. On any other day that might have been caught, but today that really killed it.
Coach Klingson, another left-hander up here against Mr. Hewitt.
Rich Volkening, who's going to be on the mound starting off for the Northern Huskies when they come out to their end of the inning. We got 2 outs. Now Conley's on second base after knocking in Mike Sly. And it'll be left-hander against left-hander. Hewitt's waving his outfielder in, moving him around.
Team seems to be taking sizable leads at the base paths today.
Yeah, we noticed that just before that pitch that Connolly hit, Sly had a big jump at there. Volkening swings through a fastball for strike 1. Seems to be giving way a little bit to Hewitt. The left-hander, he might be stepping down the line to first a little bit, maybe in the bucket. Got a definite close stance. Lanky kid, Rich Volkening, good ball player. Watched him play for a long time. He really loves to play the game and works hard at it. Worked out with Mickey Weston, pitching for the Philadelphia Phillies this year. Worked out with him over the winter, hoping that'll help him out this year. 2 strikes, curveball by Hewitt. Volkening swings through that one. 0-2 count. Even the ball Connolly hit was a good pitch, so Hewitt can't be too unhappy with that. Connolly just put it into play. It's a fastball. Volkening hits it straight at the third baseman on a 1-hop. Here's the throw. First baseman makes a nice play.
Excellent play.
Nice play to make that out. So at the end of a half an inning of play, Port Huron Northern 1, Port Huron High School 0.
Between the innings here, the Big Reds will be coming up to bat. We're going to lead off with the left fielder, Moore, with Hewitt, the pitcher, batting second. Third baseman Scheffler batting third. These are 3 of the veteran players that are returning for the Big Reds. The coach is hoping that they'll be able to show some leadership and get out right away and get on the base paths.
You did a nice job to get out of that one with only 1 run being scored. He had the leadoff hitter on. Came back and struck out the second and third hitters and gave up that RBI double to Conley. Actually, we should score that Conley probably a single and then went to second on the fielder's choice. That's my mistake earlier. I believe that would be a single, but an RBI single nonetheless. And scores the first run of the 92 season for Northern. PH hopefully going to do the same thing in their minds. They'd like to get on the board right off the bat and even it up and start over again.
Andrew Moore, the leadoff batter, he's batted a solid .385 last year for the Big Reds, so I imagine that has a lot to do with him leading off for the season. I think the outfielder's got a good sense of how strong that wind is today on that last throw from center field.
That's right.
It tended to really soar.
Noticing all that throws across the infield too. You really follow through in a day like this, and you're a little stiff, a little cold, and you get out there. If you don't follow through, that ball's really going to take off on you. I was talking to Volkening a little bit just before he went out in that first inning, and we were discussing that. He throws pretty hard. Looks like he's got a pretty good curveball. Kind of a straight-up pitcher. He's got to keep the ball down, got to foul through. But looks like he's got some good velocity, good movement.
That's interesting to see that both squads going with starting left-handed pitchers when left-handed pitching seems to be at a premium.
Yeah, that's definitely nice to see, I guess. All these left-handed pitchers, everyone would love to have one, and especially a real effective one. And as we mentioned, Hewitt started off, had to work through that first inning a little bit, but he might be in good shape. He could come back and really strengthen as the game goes on, and this could be a real good ball game. Certainly, as we've seen in past games we've done here on CPHS 6 and games we've watched in other times, that you can't count anybody out in a game like this. There's so much emotion, especially when you add to it that it's an opening day game. You never know what may happen out here. The ball gets thrown around a little bit, you never know. Volkening throwing a few extra warm-up tosses here in this cold weather. The umpires are allowing them to get nice and loose.
So far, the officiating crew seems to be right on top of things done. They taking control of the dugouts, make sure everyone's playing safely, allowing the extra time to warm up, make sure that these high schoolers don't come out with any serious injury. Sometimes in the heat of the excitement of the competition, we tend to forget those little things.
That's right. That's right.
Well, we'll lead off the top, or the bottom half of the first with Andrew Moore. He's a senior for Port Huron High. Bats right-handed.
Talking briefly before the game, Larry, about Coach Dick Hilliger and Coach Larry Klink, both of them the deans of baseball in this area, been coaching for a long time, a lot of success, and particularly Coach Hilliger, who was one of the 10 members inducted into this year's Michigan High School Baseball Coaches Hall of Fame. So Dick Hilliger finally being recognized for a lot of years of great service, and he's taken some talented teams right down the line, and he's also taken some not so talented teams and had success with both. And that's the sign of a good coach.
Well, it reflects well in the athletic program here at Port Huron. When coaches from around the state have voted one of the people in this area to be inside one of the fine institution like that.
Both these coaches really enjoy coaching baseball. They like working with the kids. They love the game of baseball and work well above and beyond what you would normally expect a coach to do at the high school level in particular. And, ready for the first pitch from Vulcan.
Andrew Moore takes a low pitch in the outside corner. Moore, one of the few players opting to go with the short sleeves today.
That's a gutsy move, huh?
Well, considering we're wearing mucklucks and winter parkas, yeah.
That's right. That's right.
That was a nice pitch right about the knees.
Evens it up 1-1. Vulcan seems to have adjusted the amount. Those first two pitches were down around the knees, so he was keeping everything up over here in warm-ups.
Oh, smacked hard right at the end of the bat. Pulling it deep. It looks like it's going to be fouled out of play. Andrew Moore tagging into a pitch.
Left fielder Jeff Land gave that an effort, but that ball just kept tailing too with that wind. That's something else to figure in the outfield. That ball is going to tail away from the playing field, no matter where you're at. Moving from right field to left field. And that definitely came into play there. He did hit that ball well, and it was on the end of the bat. If he would have got that out in the barrel more, there's no telling what could have happened there.
He showed a little wrist strength there, pulling the ball around. Pitcher's a little outside.
Gives Vulcan a 1-ball, 2-strike count. His fastball on the outside. He gets a strikeout, his first one of the season. And
he blew that past a power hitter.
That's a nice way to start.
Well, the pitcher Hewitt now batting for the Big Reds. The 6', 275-pound junior. Bats from the right side, even though he pitches from the left side.
Ah, that's interesting.
Just goes to prove pitchers are more unique than we thought.
That's right. Unique is a good word. I like that. Pitchers are special, I'd like to say.
Special?
Yes.
Pitch up in the numbers, a little bit on the inside.
That could be the thing that we'll have to watch with both Hewitt and Vulcan. If they get the ball up in the strike zone, that's going to be a problem.
Showing a little bit of control problems here early in the bottom half of the first, throwing that pitch into the dirt in front of the plate.
Used to that now. It's tough coming outside that first time. It's a lot of adjusting they were going to do in the heat of the game here, but we'll see who settles down to. Oh, that's a good looking pitch. Pretty close.
Outside.
Yep. 3 balls, no strikes.
The Husky hurler there tends to be taking a lot more compact warm-up there, stretch. Is that due to the cold weather, or is it so we can get a little more mechanics on the pitch?
I think he's probably with the cold weather. I got a feeling he's stiffened up a little, and he'd be a lot looser. Yeah, I saw him throwing in warm-ups, and as he was getting looser and warmer, he seemed to be a lot more fluid than he is right now. I think he's just a little nervous with the opening day and then the cold weather and so on. And I think it'll be interesting. There's a pitcher right at the knees, I believe. Makes it a full count.
Both those last two pitches about the same place. Pitcher appears to be a little mechanical, like he's placing the ball over the plate, but doing a fine job. This is a hard pitch down the middle, hit to the right. First base side booted.
Uh-oh. Conley has a tough time handling that one. It's one of those in-betweeners. It wasn't hit real hard, and he had too much time to think about it, and it tended to take a little squirty hop off his glove, and therefore Hewitt's on an error.
I'll bring up Matt Scheffler, third baseman for the Big Reds. He's a 5'9", 185-pound senior, batting from the right side of the plate. He's getting instructions from the coach.
Hewitt comes off the field, has a designated runner for him. That's interesting. Or is that a pinch runner? They seem to be. Vulcan, he did his job there to get the ball hitting the ground, but Conley just had a tough time with one, and that's going to happen.
So Matt Scheffler squared around like he wanted to take a bunt. Watch what the Northern Huskies were going to do.
See if they can overcome that, just as the Northern Huskies did in the first inning. Portage High School gets a man on base to get something started here.
Matt Scheffler batted a solid .279 for the Big Reds last year. Squares around, pulls the bat back, takes a high pitch.
Strike zone again. Volkning reminded himself to keep the ball down.
See, the batter's taking a lot of extra swings between pitches here, trying to keep the arms and shoulders a little loose. Imagine these aluminum bats give you a handful of bumblebees if you happen to get one in the wrong spot.
Oh boy, that's for sure. You pay the price.
Runner first taking small lead. Throw. He gets back safely.
Volkning takes that short toss over to first. Just a token kind of a thing. Maybe threw it too easy. Threw one hopper over there. All the little things that you do in June very smoothly right now are real mechanical and real difficult to do because you're just getting started. We're seeing that, and Connolly making that error on that first ball hit to him, and Volkning having a tough time. Hewitt the same thing on the Portage High School side. We'll see as this gets rolling along, they start to feel a little more comfortable and getting into the flow of the game.
Taking a long look at the catcher for a signal.
Real short lead over there at first, and there he walks him.
Gives Matt the short walk to first base.
You have two men on with one out.
Let's bring up Aaron Carpenter.
Dave Henderson, the catcher, calls timeout to talk to Rich Volkning just for a moment to kind of settle him down and remind him what he needs to do and not to worry too much about those two runners on. One out. We have a force-out situation in any base in the infield, and Henderson reminding his players of that. Coach Kling getting his bullpen started.
Carpenter starting center field today for the Big Reds, batting from the left side of the plate. He batted a real solid .385 for the Big Reds last summer.
Number 19, Paul Henderson, is starting to get loose in the Husky bullpen. There's a strike.
That was a solid pitch around the knees. Aaron getting the signal from the third base coach back in the box. Runner able to get a little bit of a lead down there now.
Yeah, Connolly's just playing in front of him. Yeah, definitely. So that could make a difference on an extra base hit, Larry. He could get that little extra jump, and we'll see what happens.
A cold day like this, every step helps.
That's right. That's right.
Even when you're young like that.
That's right. Yeah, which we were once.
We were?
Weren't we? Don't you tell me that all the time?
We were once.
You always tell me that while you're in the middle when you're playing in that Gus Macker and you have ice packs all over you and say, I'm just a kid. Oh.
Carpenter takes a bunt attempt. A hard fastball down the middle and missing the ball. Showing a little frustration in himself.
Volkning really needs a strikeout, pop up, something like that right now. Possibly a double play ball. That would really help him out a lot in this situation.
Yeah, you see the outfielders tending to get a little flat on their feet when he throws so many pitches.
That's right.
Especially in the cold weather.
That's right. Could make a difference. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Carpenter taking a healthy swing to the opposite field, but it drifts left.
Once again, outfielder Land getting a jump on the ball and then watching that thing really sail. It's really going to be a different situation, a ball hit out that way. With this wind, it's going to be interesting. It keeps the count at 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Interesting to note that the Huskies, as opposed to the Big Reds, have not put as many games on trying to pick off the runners, tending to play a little more straight up even with the left-handed batter.
That's right.
We got a tall, rangy third baseman there moving in a little bit on the grass.
Center fielder Sly is pretty much playing him straight away too, just shaded a little bit to right field. So I think they're looking at most balls, even if they're pulled, that they're going to fade or die.
I think that wind just hit about a 50-mile-an-hour gust.
What a gust here, yeah. Now's the time to throw that fastball. Makes that 85-mile-an-hour fastball at 88. Ball's low. Nice stop by catcher Dave Henderson. That could have been important. That ball gets back to the backstop, and you got a lot of room here at Portage High School's Memorial Field. That ball comes back here, they can run for a long time.
Very heads-up play by Aaron Carpenter, making sure the base runners know the ball was caught.
You don't see that a lot. That's good. That's a real good fundamental. That's right.
Hard pitch up around the eyeballs.
Volkning looked like he pulled the string if that was a curveball. possibly a change of some kind that definitely hung up there in his eyes. And
I've not seen him pitch before. He just appears to be a little more mechanical. If you watch the Jim Hewitt's, a little more loose, kind of throwing the ball with a flow. Volkning appears to be guiding the ball over and having a little control problems here in early going. Carpenter digging in. Takes a healthy cut, fouls the ball back.
I think that's what Volkning's got to do, Larry, is just go after him, challenge the hitters. And this wind, number one, I think the coaches are probably thinking that with their pitchers. If you throw strikes, no one's going to hit the ball out of this park. And you make your fielders help you out there. And like you said, if they aren't making a lot of plays in the field, they tend to sit back on their heels, and that's when errors occur. If you're throwing too many pitches, you want to put the ball in play on a day like this. Keep them busy out there.
He hit her hard to second base.
Oh, no.
Off his shins.
Oh.
Still makes the play at second base. Heads up.
Shortstop Murphy came up with that ball that went off Eric Smith's leg.
What a head-up ball play by the shortstop.
That's a double play ball, but Murphy came up and saved to at least get one out. So now we got 2 outs and we got runners at the corner, first and third. That's a key play by Murphy. That could have been very important. That ball would have went through or just not been played at all. We would have had the bases full with 1 out. As it is now, we're at first and third, 2 outs.
First baseman Chris Ward coming to bat for the Big Reds now. He's a 6'1" senior, batting from the right side of the plate.
Here's a key at bat right here. They need to get base hit here to get that first run in.
See with the cold weather if Coach Hilliger's crew is going to be willing to run the base paths a little bit.
Might be an interesting time to put the double steal on.
See Carpenter had a pretty good lead down there at first base. Coach Hilliger holding the third base runner in tight.
Carpenter runs well, I believe. Isn't he a 3-sport athlete here at Portage High School?
Very well-known athlete.
Volkning just missing. Just missing. He has that pained look on his face. He's hoping to get a couple of those calls. Coach, or umpire Rich Clay is
he's not giving him the borderlines.
He's convinced that was not a strike. Catcher Henderson is looking over to Coach Klink for the signals. This is an interesting thing. Coach Klink calls all the signals for his catcher to relay to the pitcher.
Oh, it was a nice-looking pitch. A little more relaxed delivery.
I think that's it. When Rich decides to challenge him, he comes right in there with it, and I think that's more his game. I think it's gonna be interesting to see if he can get out of this first inning, what difference that will make in his pitching. Makes the move to first. Again, a token throw.
The batter Ward being one of the returning lettermen for the Big Reds this year. As a pitcher last year, went 4-2, playing first base bag today.
2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the first inning, Volkning freezes the runner at first with that kick, that slow kick. But I think maybe that's a thing you tend to do with that stride towards first base. You tend to think about the runner too much, and you forget that you need to throw a strike. 3 balls, 1 strike. Rich Volkning really, right now, wants a good strike pitch to get him back on a roll here. Up and away.
Loads of bases up for the Big Reds.
2 outs.
Bring up Ted Setzer. Ted playing catcher today. Ted's a senior ball player for the Big Reds. Was watching him warm up earlier today, Dan. If they lay one out in the middle, it's bye-bye baseball.
Looks like a good-sized player.
Strong player.
See a lot of high-top shoes out here, Larry. Here's another new trend in the baseball.
Did they have baseball
field.
shoes when you played, Dan?
Well, they did, Larry.
They
but
did?
They're made out of stone.
Stone.
And,
that's what the coach said. Then you run like you got stone.
That's right. And Volkning gets on top of it.
He appears to be warming up now. He's a little smooth delivery, getting the ball over the middle of the plate.
Right now, Rich is having a tendency not to follow through, and I think part of that with the cold and getting used to the mound and so on. That was a little better follow through. Still up in the strike zone, though. That's something I think Coach Klink is probably hoping that he can get him out of.
Setzer showing a little poise there, backing off from that outside pitch, kind of waiting for one to come down the wheelhouse. 1
ball, 1 strike. You know that he's got a couple pitches to work with here. Volkning wants to get on top. Oh, he pulled the string on a curveball there and just seemed to just miss. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Big Red batters know that Volkning's throwing a lot of pitches today. You're going to take the chance to wait him out, see if he can get one down the middle or get that automatic walk.
Once again, a walk here means a run, so this could be an important at-bat. Setzer seems to really have a good eye watching the ball, that Pete Rose method of watching the ball all the way in the catcher's glove. And it's a good technique to get used to doing. 3 balls and 1 strike. This is a pitch. If this is where Setzer wants it, we could see just what you're talking about, Larry. He could hit this ball a long way.
Yeah, he has a nice compact stance, strong stance.
Volkane,
Took a strong
nice fastball.
swing.
Right at the knees. You like those big guys, don't you, Larry?
I like
Yeah,
the
big catchers. You know, it's
big, strong athlete.
here it is. This is showtime, Larry. 2 outs, bases full, full count. Everybody's going to be running. That's right. Here it comes.
Heroes are made of.
There's no joy in Mudville if Setzer strikes out.
The base runners are gone.
Ball 4.
Ball 4.
Ball 4. That walks in a run.
Andrew Cole coming up now for the Big Reds, playing shortstop today.
Ties it up. Port Northern 1, Port High School 1, and Coach Klink is going to take a moment to go out to the mound. Oh, I think he's going to go out and pull Rich Volkaning. Rich Volkaning pitched 2/3 of an inning, a couple of walks in there, and victimized by a tough time with control. Tough day to start off with, and I think Rich is going to have a lot of success this year. He's a good kid. He works hard. As a left-hander, you like to have him in that lineup, and I think he's going to have a lot of success this year before the season's over. Hopefully he'll overcome this and realize this is just opening day, and things will get much better for Rich as the season goes along. Again, Rich is a senior, so they're counting on him this year, so we'll see what happens. Number 19, Paul Henderson, has come in to pitch for the Port Huron Northern Huskies. Paul, a right-hander, has a deliberate pitching delivery. Looks like he stays on the top of the ball pretty well. See how Henderson does. He's got a long relief job in front of him here. Basically, we're looking at 2 outs here in the first inning. He's basically starting this ball game with the bases loaded and 2 outs. That's a tough way to come in, but
from a pitcher's point of view, what do you try to do in this situation? You come in, just try to get the quick out, or you try to set up the batter?
Right off the bat, I think he's got to throw a couple of strikes, and he's got to throw some good strikes. He doesn't want to obviously give up a base hit here, but he wants to get on top. That's the big key, which on a hitter standpoint, you're looking, obviously, that first pitch, he wants to come in and probably throw a fastball and probably for a strike. So if you're a guess hitter, that first pitch is a good one to hit. If I'm a pitcher, on the other hand, I think I'd come in probably wanting to throw a breaking ball for a strike on the first pitch. And if you can do that, that's what makes this game interesting. If you can throw a curveball for a strike all the time in the first pitch,
some people can throw strikes, Dan.
It's easy to say that. I never could. I don't know. That plate gets smaller all the time, but it's one thing to say what you want to do. It's another thing to do it. And we see a couple of pitches here, and Henderson kind of getting away from him here, so it'll be interesting. It's that old cat and mouse game. But I would doubt that Henderson is going to come in with anything other than a fastball and probably get ahead. And then we'll see what happens. See if the Port Huron High hitters will be swinging right off the bat, or they'll take a look at them.
You notice the Husky players all gathering around the infield talking to one another. It's got to be one of those situations where they got to decide that it's time to go play ball.
Definitely, this is it with 2 outs, and the bases are still loaded. So we've got 1 run in for the Port Huron High School Big Reds, and there could be a lot more unless Paul Henderson can close the door on him right here. Paul's a senior, by the way, and not only a pitcher but also a second baseman. So Paul is an athlete that can do a couple different things, but right now he's got to get this out.
Number 12, Andrew Cole on the right side of the plate for the Big Reds. Digs in. Takes a healthy cut.
Just what we were wondering. He came in with a fastball for a strike, and the hitter was ready to hit that.
Look like Cole's just a little bit ahead of that pitch, maybe expecting a little more speed. Got a little bit off the end of the bat and dribbled it out down the third base side.
So Henderson's on top with a strike.
The runners all seem to be taking conservative leadoffs in this situation. It's a strong hit to left center.
Hard.
Hit it hard into the teeth of the wind. Outfielder cannot get to it.
Great effort by left fielder Jeff Land, but he comes up empty.
Clears the bases on a double stand-up style. Strong hit.
A 3-run double. That's a key hit in the first inning. Portland High School Big Reds celebrating. That's a big hit right now. Paul Henderson coming in throwing strikes, but unfortunately that one went out a lot faster than it came in. And it's a tough way to
Cole
begin.
taking the challenge of the fastball.
The ball's hit well.
Nice
we saw Jeff Land make a nice effort. The ball went off the end of his glove, but that ball was hit deep.
It's time for Jason Landshut to take his shot at the Husky pitcher. He's a junior playing right field today for the Big Reds. Batting from the right side of the plate.
It's early in this ball game, but boy, we've seen some fireworks on the Portland High School side of things. And
well, he didn't appear to be too shy about swinging the bat early on.
no, you want to be aggressive, and that's the sign of a Hilliker coach team. They're aggressive, they're confident, they go out and play hard and let the chips fall where they may, and that's a sign of the Big Reds teams under Dick Hilliker. Henderson comes back in with another strike. I think he's going to throw strikes, Larry. That's something that Rich Volkman
appears to be pretty relaxed. I was
he could have done.
Surprised under the situation early in the game. Most people tend to be on the bench, aren't in the play mode.
That's a tough spot. Yeah,
he doesn't plan on being in the game this early.
He warmed up relatively quickly. He was warming up with Volkman at the beginning of the game. I'm wondering if Coach Klink was hesitant about which one to start in this particular game and decided to go with Volkman and then bring Henderson in this situation. So.
Landshut gets 2 strikes on him right real quick. Chokes up on the bat a little bit as he digs in, is waiting for the pitch.
Henderson throws the curveball, and
boy, that was
Dave Henderson about ready to throw the ball out, thinking that was the called third, but
that was a close pitch.
Umpire Rich Clay thought that maybe that was a little high.
Showing a lot of restraint standing by to watch that one.
Now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, that's a tough pitch to take with 2 strikes, Larry. You're right. That's a good eye. Henderson sets and delivers. Strike.
Oh,
great. That one he got.
I think the Huskies got a break on that one there.
Well, we're going to take a short break here at the end of 1 inning of play. We have Port Huron High School 4, Port Huron Northern 1. Well, here we are in the top half of the 2nd inning. The Port Huron Northern Huskies will be sending Jeff Land, Brian Murphy, and Dave Henderson to the plate to try to make up that 3-run deficit they now have suffered of the Port Huron High School Big Reds. That big base hit with the bases loaded in the 1st inning by Andrew Cole.
I'm going to say, James Hewitt managed to stay warm on the bench during an 8-batter wait. Takes a long stretch.
Ball 1.
Throws a little bit up in the strike zone. Velocity seemed to be there.
Yeah. Left fielder Land is hoping to get on base primarily and get this thing going so Northern has something to work at. And he laces one to right center field. That's a definite base hit.
He's going to look down in the middle of the pipe.
That ball was up a little bit.
The Huskies show they know what to do when the ball's in the strike zone.
We're going to have some offense on both sides of this game, I think. Both these teams are noted for that, scoring a lot of runs. So we got Jeff Land on first base with a base hit to lead off the 2nd inning. We're going to bring up the 3rd baseman, Brian Murphy. Brian, left-handed hitter, tall, lanky ball player. The number 7 hitter in the Husky lineup. Jeff Land got a reasonable lead at first. Ball 1.
Seems to be following through much better this inning, Dan.
I think that's going to make the difference. We're going to see, and unfortunately with Volkaning's standpoint, he didn't survive the 1st inning, but even then might have settled down as the game goes on. Hewitt seems to have done that.
Chris Ward holding the runner close to first. Hewitt taking a long look.
That ball's hit hard right at the 3rd baseman. It seems to have been caught on 1 hop, so we have the force out at 2nd base.
Great job by Matt Scheffler taking that ball on the short hop. Managed to stay square on the ball and come up with it.
So Land is forced out at 2nd base. Yeah, that was a tough play.
Alertly throws the ball to 2nd base, which isn't easy to do. He's probably only throwing about 3 pitches in warm-up.
That's right. That's right. That's the hard part with these fielders on a day like this.
Accurately throw a ball.
Catcher Dave Henderson up for the Northern Huskies. So we will have Brian Murphy on first base, safe in a fielder's choice with 1 out.
Husky crew seems to have several people batting on the left side of the plate.
Quite a few, that's right. And
good run, a strong throw.
He's safe at 2nd base.
Just under the throw.
That was a good throw.
Setzer's throw was right on the money.
Murphy got a pretty good jump there.
Ted Setzer showing a little bit of athleticism there, making a strong throw to second base.
What was that word?
Athleticism.
That too.
Yeah.
He can run.
He can run good too, huh?
Yeah, they can run and throw and all that stuff, yeah. So we got one out. And a runner on second base in scoring position for Dave Henderson. There's a catcher for Northern, hitting the 8th spot. Oh, yeah, his ball's hit well, and it's fading to left field. That's going to be caught for the second out.
Get the ball in quickly to the shortstop. He went down low to bring that pitch up now.
Well, even on throws in the outfield, you can see that, Larry. They're a little stiff out there from not having thrown too much, and it can be real important when you got to come up and make a big play. The right fielder, Brian Weiss, is going to be up with the Huskies with 2 down with a runner on second. Brian Murphy at second base. 2 outs. That's what Hewitt wants to do, Larry. I think is throw strikes and put the ball in play and let his fielders help him out, and not throw so many pitches like they did in the first inning.
Good. Really tough for one athlete to go out and control a ball game, especially in a game like baseball. The leadership they have in Coach Hilliger here, showing his ability to coach these young men, having a long chat with his pitcher in between the innings.
Fastball high and away, 2 balls, no strikes.
Seem to be paying a little more attention to the runner, getting the ball up a little high in the strike zone. Big red infielder's moving around a little bit.
Hewitt's working out there. You can hear him trying, but he just missed just outside of this 3-0 on Brian Weiss. Obviously, in this situation, I would imagine there is no doubt that Weiss will be taking, hoping to draw the walk and get another base runner on. And he does and takes this called strike. 3 balls and 1 strike. Here's that count again, Larry, where if he gets a real good pitch, if Coach Klink gives him the green light, I imagine he can really take a good rip at that one. We'll see.
You think that take was a coach's call, Dan?
Oh, definitely. I think that's automatic, especially with your 9th hitter. Ooh, good pitch by Hewitt. That's a good 3-1 pitch.
Umpire give him the corner on that one.
Weiss took a look at that, but that's not the kind of pitch he wants to really take a big, healthy cut at. So now we've got a full count with 2 outs and a runner on second.
See Scheffler moving in there at third, digging in, waiting for the hit.
Ooh, tough call. That's ball 4.
Well, the Huskies get 2 base runners in.
So Weiss draws a walk. That brings up the leadoff hitter, Mike Sly, the center fielder. Mike walked in the first inning, stole a base, and scored on Kurt Conley's base hit. We have 2 outs here in the second inning. Runners on first and second. Jim Hewitt looking to get out of this one. Fastball for a strike.
That was a well-placed pitch, just outside corner, getting up to get the batter to look at it but not swing. Another long look at the second base. Another well-placed pitch.
Swings right through a hard fastball. 2 strikes. That's a good pitch from Hewitt's standpoint. Good velocity, good location. Still up a little bit, but still you challenge the hitter, and that's what you want to do out there, especially as we mentioned on a day like this. That's real important. First baseman playing behind the runner at first, Brian Weiss. Get a little jump there if an extra base hits here. That could make a difference. Swing, threw that, fouled it off, and Setzer couldn't hold on to that. Oh boy, that one. I bet that felt good in a day like this, huh?
Foul tip. Hit that chest protector pretty hard.
Kind of take your breath away there. So we still have 2 strikes on Mike Sly, the center fielder.
Catchers get that unprotected hand out there. Tends to get a little cold.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Try to control that ball. It's hard to hang on to it.
Took a little off of that and just missed in the outside corner. That's a good pitch for a 0-2 count. That's a good pitch. You want that batter to try to go for something outside the strike zone.
Setzer was giving his target to the outside. Maybe they're trying to get the batter to hit behind the runner, set up the double play.
Good location pitching by Hewitt. Here's a 1 ball, 2 strike count. He can also play with this one a little bit. Throws the curveball.
Yeah.
Sly beats it in the ground down the third baseline foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
He was expecting a fastball there. He took a little off that one.
Got his hands out in front a little bit there. Yeah, I think he caught him looking for something with a little more velocity. Sly just fouled it off. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Mike Sly. Eric Smith on deck.
Oh, a hard fastball
Fouls
popped
it
up.
off to the first base side. That's out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes still.
Take a solid swing at that one, Dad.
Everybody's starting to loosen up a little bit here, Larry. I think batters should swing a little
Everybody
more.
but me and you.
Well, I'm not loosening up. They're going to carry me out of here, boy. This is getting cold out here, but hey, when you love the game, doesn't matter. Never gets cold when you love the game. Curveball popped up.
Pops it up. He got a little bit under it.
And Nicole, the shortstop, makes the play. That's the 3rd out. So at the end of 1.5 innings of play, it's Port Huron High School 4, Port Huron Northern 1.